Recent comments by Alex Jones, radio talk show host of Austin, Texas, who in the last couple of shows has started to call Rachel Maddow Mr. Maddow. Well, sir, that disgusts me. Sexual preferences and what someone chooses to believe of the world at large are two different animals. Apples and oranges, if you will. I've heard the warnings that this guy was an egomaniac. Any guy who would piss on listeners who believes in what he believes and might be gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, what have you. Yep, this guy is an egomaniac, and the suspicions that have been out there that I have heard and the warnings that I have heard about this guy have been confirmed. And hello there, everybody. This is Big Paulie coming to you from Pinellas Park, Florida, the 18th of January 2011 edition, a proud member of the alternate media, whether the government likes it or not. Last night, Keith Olbermann mentioned on his special comment the Tucson aftermath and how the rhetoric of this country has continued to go at a rapid pace. Well, this is par for the course. They want to keep you distracted from what's really going on, and hopefully in the next few minutes I can enlighten you as to what is really going on in this country. What happened in Tucson was important, but the events have become, unfortunately, a rallying point for both sides politically. Right now, though, I think we have bigger fish to fry in the news, and this Tucson story has now become a distraction, unfortunately. I've been through Tucson, Arizona personally 10 years ago. A very nice town. I know a person that I grew up with lives there. But right now, there are bigger fish to fry. Unfortunately, I really don't want this to be the case, but there are bigger events going on in the world than what's going on in Tucson. Right now, we have a $14 trillion debt in this country. Let me put it to you in a way that you could understand that. It's 14 with 12 zeros. If you were a millionaire, you would have to be a millionaire 14 million times to reach $14 trillion. We have a Treasury Secretary, Timothy Geithner, who insanely wants the debt ceiling to be raised and threatens consequences if he doesn't get his way. It's kind of like, I don't know how many of you have ever seen the 1974 movie Blazing Saddles, and the opening of the movie Cleavon Little is the black sheriff in this old western town nobody wants. He puts the gun to his head, "Don't move or I kill myself." That's kind of what's going on here. Giving $3 billion more to government is insane, and like I said in previous episodes, should be objected to. It looks like the GOP is going to put up at least the inclinations of a resistance to it. I don't know if it will continue beyond that once the government really puts pressure on them, much as was the case in 2008 when we had a financial crisis in this country and 90% of the American people got through their congressmen and said, no, we do not want a bailout of Wall Street. Well, at first it worked, but then the screwing began. And the rank and file of both the Democrat and Republican parties engaged in a coup d'etat where the wishes of the Federal Reserve and the banks got carried over the wishes of the American people. And it's a lesson that you should remember, that the people that work in D.C. do not work for you. They work for other people, the banks, the quote-unquote Federal Reserve System. You got Hu Jintao, the Chinese president, saying yesterday, oddly enough, he just happened to say this on an American holiday, Martin Luther King Day, the 17th of January, as I record this, that was yesterday, basically said the dollar is dead. It is finished. It is a product of the past. The dollar is in a rather deep decline. You're going to see $5 gallon gas this summer because of the value of the dollar decaying. We have a Congress, like I said, doesn't work for the American people. They work for the bankers. The only thing that will bring true change is if you had a national strike of some kind. If you had millions of people that just... You had a million Howard Beales, and there again, a dated reference going back to the movie Network around 1975, 1976. Howard Beale was this fictional newscaster that just went crazy one day and came to the studio when he shouldn't have in an overcoat and said, "I'm as bad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore." Well, that's how we all have to feel. We all have to channel our inner Howard Beale, and if we had 1 million people, or 10 million people, and 50 million people just go to the White House lawn and knock on the door, "Mr. Obama, we want to talk to you," then you would see change, my friends. Then you would see change. But then and only then you will see change. You gotta stop watching American Idol. You gotta stop being consumed by the things that you consume. Get off your rear ends. Go to Washington, D.C. and tell these people you've had enough. You've had enough of this shit. That's my comments for this week. I'll do another commentary when I feel like it. But I might do a little comment on sports as we approach the NFC and AFC championship games. I have a few things to say about sports in general and how I think the powers that be might want to see a New York-Chicago Super Bowl, New York Jets, Chicago Bears. That's going to be all for now. I wish you all well, and I will catch y'all next time.